You didn't stumble upon this message by accident. The Creator himself made sure it reached you, because today your soul needs this reminder. At times in life, you feel an unexplainable pull towards someone. It doesn't always make sense logically. You might try to ignore it, walk away, or convince yourself it's not worth the pain. But deep down, there's a quiet whisper: don't let go, don't give up on this person. And when you become spiritually awake, when you've crossed that line where the veil of this world starts to thin, those whispers aren't just emotions. They're divine signals, sacred nudges, gentle warnings from God himself. The truth is, chosen ones never love or connect with people by random chance. When your soul deeply recognizes someone, it's because God placed them on your path for a higher reason. But the challenge comes when reality makes that purpose hard to believe. Maybe that person doesn't understand you. Maybe they've hurt or ignored you. Maybe they make you question your worth. And in those moments, every human part of you wants to let go. You think, why keep trying? Why hold on? But that's when God steps in, quietly yet firmly, and saying, don't you dare give up. I placed this person in your life for a reason you can't yet see. Chosen ones carry spiritual burdens others could never imagine. You see deeper, sense energy, notice patterns and truths that most overlook. So when God ties your heart to someone, even if it looks ordinary, you feel it. You feel it so deeply it shakes your very soul. That's not coincidence, that's a divine assignment. And when you try to resist, life itself starts to send reminders, dreams, repeated thoughts, synchronicities, random encounters that feel too perfect to be random. Those are messages, God saying, don't give up on this person, they're part of your mission. Think back. How many times have you tried to walk away only to be drawn back, not out of weakness, but because something greater than you keeps pulling? You say you're done, but then their name appears everywhere. Songs remind you of them. You feel them in your spirit even when they're not around. That's not obsession, that's divine alignment. God wired your journey so that this soul stays connected because there's something both of you are meant to unlock in each other. Chosen ones carry light, but that light isn't for themselves alone. It's meant to awaken, to heal. And sometimes the very person God tells you not to give up on is the one who needs that light most, even if they don't realize it yet. They may be lost, blind to truth, or drowning in illusions, but your presence plants seeds in them no one else can. You might not see it yet, but God sees. He knows why he asked you to hold on when everything in you wanted to let go. But let's be honest, this path isn't easy. Being chosen doesn't make you immune to pain. You still feel disappointment, betrayal, and loneliness. And when that person hurts you or ignores you, it feels unbearable. You question yourself, you question God. You wonder if it's all in your head. Yet, the signs keep coming back. The connection doesn't fade. Because this isn't about comfort. It's about destiny. Destiny doesn't bend to your emotions. What if the person you're ready to give up on is the one who'll be transformed through you? What if your endurance becomes the bridge God uses to awaken their soul? Maybe this isn't about human love at all, but about a divine story bigger than both of you. God often works through impossible relationships, through connections that defy logic, through warnings that only make sense years later. So why does he warn chosen ones about certain people? Because you made a sacred promise long before you were born. Some souls are tied to yours, some people are assignments, and if you walk away too soon, the story remains unfinished. That doesn't mean tolerate abuse or disrespect. It means stay spiritually faithful, hold them in your prayers, carry them in your heart, love them from a distance if needed, but never curse what God has blessed. Sometimes his warning isn't about staying physically, it's about not disconnecting spiritually. He's saying, don't erase them from your prayers. Don't cancel the seed I planted. Something's happening in the unseen, and chosen ones are called to trust the unseen. Faith is your vision, not circumstances. Think of Moses. He didn't see the promised land, yet he walked in faith. Think of Joseph, betrayed, enslaved, but chosen to save those who rejected him. Think of Jesus, carrying the weight of those who doubted, but never giving up because his mission was divine. Chosen ones, your journey echoes these stories. You're asked to hold on when the world tells you to let go, because your endurance is part of heaven's plan. But remember this: God never asks you to lose your peace. He doesn't ask you to destroy yourself for someone refusing to change. He asks for obedience, and obedience looks different for each story. Sometimes it means staying close. Sometimes it means stepping back. Sometimes forgiving again and again. And sometimes simply waiting. But the message stays the same. Don't give up on the person tied to your destiny. The test of chosen ones isn't just pain, it's patience. Can you trust God's voice more than your emotions, His timing more than your frustration, His destiny more than your disappointment? Every time you want to quit, He's asking, do you trust me enough to keep going? And when you do, miracles begin, not instantly but surely. So if you're listening to this and thinking of giving up, pause. Ask yourself, is this just me, or is this God telling me to hold on? Look at the signs. Look how this person keeps returning to your spirit. That's not an accident. That's divine alignment. Chosen ones, God's warnings are never random. If He says don't give up on them, something greater is at stake. Your life isn't ordinary. Your love isn't ordinary. When God marks someone for you, that connection is sealed in heaven. You might not see it now, but one day you'll understand why He asked you to stay. So don't fear the weight of this calling. Don't let pain make you walk away. Don't let silence fool you. Something is happening. Trust the signs, trust the process, trust God, because you are chosen, and chosen ones never walk by sight. You walk by faith, and faith is what will carry both you and that person to the destiny God already wrote. If this message reached your spirit today, it wasn't by chance. It was meant for you. Follow 100 Quotes 2.0 for more soul awakening messages like this, and remember, your journey is divine. Your love is sacred, and your story is still unfolding.